Hey everybody, it's Shay. Today's video is for the top 5 at-home acne treatments, because a lot of times you'll get a blemish or pimple, whatever you want to call it, and it'll just be one. You'll be like, holy crap, how do I get rid of this? Because you don't want to go out and spend a bunch of money on Proactive and all those other things when you really don't have that big of a problem. And even if you do have a big problem, you should probably try some of this out before you spend all that money, because there's so many things at home that can take care of acne. Like, there are way more than what's on my list. This is just the top 5 that I've tried out that seem to work the best. So let's get started. The first is by far my favorite. It's what I use. It's like my Bible when it comes to acne. And it is toothpaste. So basically, all you do is you have to wash your face and dry it off at first, of course, and then that's way too much, way too much. Okay, I'm just making a mess with this tooth. Alright. But basically, just take a little amount like that, nothing big, enough to cover the blemish, and you put it on anywhere. I don't want to put it on my face because I have makeup on, but you put it on your face anywhere the blemish is, and if you have sensitive or dry skin, only leave it on for 30 minutes and it should dry out your acne. But if you think your skin can take it and you really have a problem, you really don't mind the burn that might come, leave it on overnight. It only takes maybe about, I'd say about a half hour, 45 minutes for it to completely dry into a hard paste form. And so I put it on before I go to bed, and then I sleep with it, and by the morning it's all dried out. So that's the best method I use, but people with more sensitive skin, it might burn if you leave it on for too long, and then you might cause irritation, blah blah blah, rashes. So basically, use it with your own discretion, try it out, see what works for you. Okay, the second best can be a little complicated, but it definitely works. There's 2 ways you can do it. The first way, and by the way, all you need is salt and water for this. So you take salt, take a little bit. Normally I would do this on like my bathroom counter, but considering I'm not in my bathroom, I have to use something else. So it's gonna look harder than it is just because I'm holding this. But you take about a teaspoon, a little dab of salt, take the back of a spoon or anything and just grind it up like this. Like I said, it's much easier than it looks right now just because it won't be flying everywhere when you're doing it on a counter. But you grind it up into like a really, really fine substance, and then get a bit of water, I got some on my finger, and you're going to form it into like a paste, okay? And then once it's really pasty, okay, not too much water, but enough that you know it'll stick, put it on the blemish. You know, like I said, you can either leave it on all night or you can do a half hour. Basically what works for you. That's what you do with all of these, okay? The second way of doing this is, it is easier, but I think it's less effective. You take, a cup of warm water, just a cup of warm water, 1 to 2 tablespoons of salt, and then you let that soak in there and everything, and then once it's all, like, what is that word called, diluted? Yeah, when it's all diluted in there, you put in a washcloth, okay, and then you get the washcloth all wet, whatever, and then you can put it on your face or wherever the acne is, but make sure you just don't put it in your eyes, okay? Don't lay it on your eyes. I made that mistake once and it wasn't pretty, so just make sure it's either on your face or on your forehead, wherever you have it, and leave that on for, obviously you can only do that for about 5-10 minutes for, you know, because it's hard to keep a cloth on your face for so long. So those are 2 ways to do the salt method. These last 3 are ones that you just wash your face, dry your face, put it on, and leave it overnight. There's really nothing else to do with it, and they worked fairly well for, you know, what they are. So number 3 is Blistex. This is the only Blistex I had on me right now, and it's in ointment form, which is okay, but I found that the best one is definitely the stick version in the green tube. I just couldn't find mine, but yes, so this is kind I have right now, and it does work. I did use it. So you just put it on, leave it for as long as you need it. So simple. Number 4, Visine. The best one to use is Advanced Relief or Redness Relief, and this is the only one I had. It's for my allergies, but basically it gets rid of the redness in your acne, which is so much easier to cover up sometimes. You don't have to use like a crap load of freaking concealer and foundation and blah 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 blah. So that's really good. That definitely works. And last but not least is Crystal deodorant. It's not just like normal deodorant like this, okay? Crystal is more of like a clear form. You can get it in any store. Just usually people tend to buy these type of brands more than the crystallized. So crystallized deodorant, take a bit, put it on the blemish, and there you have it. So let me go through those again. The first one was toothpaste, second was the salt version, third was Blistex, fourth was Visine, and fifth was the crystallized deodorant. So I will link to this in my blog with all the steps in there, and I'll go into more depth about, does that make sense? Go in deeper about how it works for each thing. I didn't have a lot of time to talk about each thing in here. I'll have pictures, blah 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 blah. So yeah, okay. So go to my blog in the sidebar. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. Sorry, you can follow me on Twitter. And yeah. So thanks, guys. See you later.